Welcome to another Author Show and Tell, everybody. Today we're talking to screenwriter, director, and executive producer of the classic 90s TV show for kids, Are You Afraid of the Dark? DJ MacHale is with us. Stick around to see what he has to show and tell us today. Welcome back. I'm Gaby Triana, the author of Wake the Hollow, the Haunted Florida series, Paradise Island, A Sam and Colby story, and more. Today we're talking to screenwriter-director DJ MacHale. Now, I couldn't be more excited to have DJ with us because he wrote one of the most fun TV shows of the 90s, Are You Afraid of the Dark? DJ also wrote Tower of Terror for ABC's Wonderful World of Disney, and he's also the best-selling author of the Pendragon series, The Spooky Morpheus Road, and he's a contributor in the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark anthology, tribute anthology called Don't Turn Out the Lights. So welcome, DJ MacHale.
Hi, my name is DJ MacHale, and I am here because I was asked to be part of Gaby Triana's new series, Author Show and Tell. So thank you, Gaby, for asking me to be part of this thing. This is going to be fun, I hope. I write stories, I like to say it's for the young and the young at heart. But in particular, I write supernatural, scary, science fiction, fantasy, adventure stories, really for everybody. That's the kind of stuff I like to write. And for my show and tell today, it's actually less about me being an author as it is about me being a screenwriter, because I also make television shows and write for television. So the show and tell items I have two items to show you. The items I have to do with a television show that I made back in the 90s for about 10 years, a show called Are You Afraid of the Dark? Now, if you don't know the show, it was, for lack of a better term, it was like Twilight Zone for kids. It's a little scarier than Twilight Zone, frankly, because we also had vampires and monsters and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. It was an anthology show. So we did 91 episodes, and there are 91 different stories. Now, when you make a show, at least I don't necessarily think about saving items and props, memorabilia from the show. It's just, it's work. You just do it, and it's done. It isn't until years later you think, I wish I had saved that thing. I wish I had it now. Well, I had the foresight to actually save a couple of props from the show. And I based which ones I wanted to save on, one is they meant something particular to me, but also they were portable because we shot the show in Montreal and I live in Los Angeles. So I wanted something that was easy to take back home rather than have to lug some big thing back home. So I actually saved 3 props from the show, of which I only have 2 left. And the reason I don't have the third is because I'm an idiot. But if you do like the show, and there are a lot of people out there who still love the show and still watch it to this day, this might be fun for you. And if you do know the show, the prop that I don't have anymore is from an episode that I wrote and directed called The Tale of the Dangerous Soup. And this was a story about Dr. Vink, who was a recurring character, who ran a restaurant. And the main thing that he served was this soup. And the soup was delicious, and it cost $100 a bowl. And the reason why it was so delicious is that the key ingredient in it was fear. And the way he got this fear is that he had this ancient talisman, magical talisman, that would actually show people the things that scared him the most. And then they would extrude fear out of them as a green liquid. Don't ask, that's how it worked. So when we made the show, we had to have the talisman. We had to have this thing that represented this magical thing that did that. And it was towards the end of the season, and we were out of money. So one day the production designer, Real Prue, came into me and he showed me this thing. It was really cool. It was about this big. It was a gargoyle statue, a cement gargoyle with big wings and a half, like a gargoyle. And I immediately said, "Oh my God, that's perfect. That's it. Let's use that." He deliberately didn't tell me where it came from until I okayed it, because he didn't want me to go back and say, "Oh, we're not going to use that," because this thing was actually, he got it at a garden store. It was a lawn ornament. There were like dozens of them. It probably cost $20, but it fit. So we put this lawn ornament in the wall, and that was the magical thing. And I saved that prop and I brought it home with me. And the idiot part comes in that I didn't really cherish it the way I should have. It was a lawn ornament. So rather than kind of put it in a place of honor, I stuck it in front of my front door with other potted plants there and whatnot, it belonged there. It was a lawn ornament. And somebody stole it. And I was like, oh my God. So it went from, it's a lawn ornament to, oh my gosh, you just stole Dr. Vink's thing. So I was really upset. So it's probably sitting in someone's garden someplace right now. And I'm hoping it shows them what scares them. I think that would be good karma. But I don't have that one anymore. But I do have a couple of others. And I'll show you right now. If you know the show, we made exactly 1 hour-long episode. And it was called The Tale of Cutter's Treasure. And that episode is about a young kid who turned out to be the descendant of a pirate. And because he was the descendant of a pirate, there was a curse and there was a ghost and mayhem happened, all that kind of stuff. The thing that kicked off his adventure is that this kid, his name was Rush Keegan. Rush went to Sardau's Magic Mansion. If you know the show, you know Sardau, you know the Magic Mansion. And in this Magic Mansion, he saw this treasure chest that no one could open. But surprisingly, Rush Keegan could open it because he's the descendant of a pirate. You know how that works. And in it was a spyglass. And when Rush looked through the spyglass, he didn't see a normal spyglass. He saw these magical things, which really set him off on the adventure. So what I don't have the spyglass. But I do have the treasure chest. This is the original treasure chest prop that Real Prue made for Cutter's Treasure. If you know the story, one of the next things that Rush does, he takes this treasure chest and he goes to see Dr. Vink. Sardau and Dr. Vink were in this story. And Dr. Vink starts putting 2 and 2 together and says, what's your name? My name's Rush Keegan. Well, this was the treasure chest of Ian Keegan. Dr. Vink does this thing, big reveal like that. So this is the chest. It is, I've had it forever. And what I do at Halloween is, there's nothing in there now, by the way. But at Halloween time, I put Halloween candy in here. So when kids come to get their Halloween candy, I'm like, get your Snickers bars out of the treasure chest. So that's kind of fun. So that's one. The other prop I have is not even arguably. It is the most important prop in the history of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And the reason why it's the most important prop is because it was the prop that was used in the very first episode. In the pilot episode. When we started the show, we only made 1 episode, and it was called The Tale of the Twisted Claw. And it was my take on the monkey's paw. And if you know the episode, you know the monkey's paw. It's about this thing that will give you 3 wishes. And if you make the wish, you'll get your wish, but something horrible will happen in order to make the wish come true. So it's be careful what you ask for. You might get it. So the story is about a couple of kids that the night before Halloween, they play a prank on this witch. And then they go back to get trick or treat the next night, which is idiots. But they go back the next night and the witch gives them a gift. Doesn't give them candy, gives them a gift. And she said, it's the claw of a vulture and it'll give you 3 wishes. They take it, they make wishes. Stuff happens. So that was The Tale of the Twisted Claw. That's what kicked off Are You Afraid of the Dark on Halloween night, 1991. And so what I have right here is the Twisted Claw. This is the thing that started it all. We actually made 2 of these things. I don't know what happened to the other one. And then this one's a little worse for wear, too. It's kind of missing a couple of claws there. So it should be the Tale of the Missing Claws. It's not to dispel any myths, but it's made of resin. And it's actually not the claw of a vulture. It's actually a turkey's claw. That's what the model was for this thing. So, but the Tale of the Turkey's Claw doesn't sound as cool as the Tale of the Twisted Claw. But this is the thing that started it all. This is the iconic prop from Are You Afraid of the Dark? And it was very portable. So that's one of the reasons I say this, and I'm so glad that I did. So that's my show and tell. I will say one last thing that Gaby and I were among several authors who were invited to submit scary short stories to this new book that just came out called Don't Turn Out the Lights. Our friend John Mayberry edited this book, and it's kind of homage to the old Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books collections. And this is Don't Turn Out the Lights, and it's really good. And Gaby's story is really good. And my story, I like my story. It's called The Green Grabber. So it's on sale. It just went on sale right now. So check out that book if you like short, scary stories, which I do, like the monkey's paw. Grab Don't Turn Out the Lights, or maybe you can wish to get the book. Maybe I should wish for you to get the book. Nah, because then bad stuff will happen. So you know. So thank you, Gaby, for inviting me to do this, and thank you all for watching. Bye.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, DJ, so much for showing us those items. That was so cool, and what a treat to be able to see those props from the TV show. I'm so glad you thought to keep those things, and it's so cool that you get to reuse that pirate's chest year after year for your Halloween candy, and you still have the twisted claw. That is so awesome. Can I borrow it? Can I use it as a back scratcher? No, really, that was so much fun. Thank you so much for showing us that. And if you want more DJ MacHale interviews, just go to my website, The Witch Hunt, and you'll see an interview that we did 2 years ago. And that was a lot of fun too. Well, that's all I have for you today, so I hope you enjoyed that. And if you liked this video, please do comment, like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments in YouTube, and hit that little like button. We'll do more of these author show and tells in the future. Thank you so much for joining us. Have an awesome day, guys. Bye-bye.